This is Katie. Katie was downstairs one day when she decides to put her dad's glasses on. After she puts them on, her dad walks in and tells her she shouldn't do that because if she wears glasses for too long, they'll stunt her vision. Today, many people believe that wearing glasses that are prescribed to you can cause blindness over time. This isn't true at all. They also believe this about wearing other people's glasses. While, if you're wearing them for a long period of time, this can be true, the statement overall isn't totally true. First, let's get into the mechanics on how you see so we can truly understand this. Everything you see around you in the world is made out of light waves that travel around and either bounce off or absorb into objects in the environment. From there, the pupil changes in size according to how much light is present. It becomes smaller in brighter locations and larger in darker locations. As the cornea is curved, it bends the light entering the eye, creating an upside-down image on the retina. When this light hits your retina, special cells called photoreceptor cells turn the light into electrical signals. Those signals travel from the retina through your optic nerve to the occipital lobe of your brain. Here, the signal is turned into the image you see. According to the University of Pittsburgh, visually impaired people have a loss of visual acuity. The leading cause for this is mostly age-related macular degeneration. To aid with this, glasses are specifically crafted and shaped to allow light to focus on the correct spot of your retina depending on the person. So, due to these facts, I honestly have no idea why people might think that glasses would cause blindness. Many believe that the origin of this myth is because over time your prescription worsens, which causes your eyesight to become dependent on glasses. Others believe that each time they adjust to new glasses, the headache or the pain they get in their eyes is proof of it damaging their eyes. Other than these reasons, no one is sure of the true definitive origin of this myth. The actual cause of worsening eyesight is most likely due to the natural deterioration of your eyesight and visual acuity. This deterioration can quicken, though, if you frequently stare at phones or books for long periods of time, or simply due to genetics. Before we talk about a recent case study done in 2020 by the National Library of Medicine about the effects glasses have on your vision, let's first get a quick review on the anatomy of your eye and how you see. Looking at the diagram, you can see the optic nerve, the most posterior part of the eye. On the diagram, your optic nerve is connected to your eye through your brain to send signals and feedback that allow you to see. Slightly inferior to that on the diagram is your retina. This part of your eye contains photoreceptor cells that allow you to be able to process light and see. The most superior part labeled on this diagram is the sclera, which is essentially just the white part of your eye. Slightly anterior to that is your cornea. This is the part of your eye that is getting lasered and shaped during LASIK eye surgery. This part of your eye contributes to the clarity of your vision. The way that light hits your cornea can determine the quality of your vision, although photoreceptor cells also play a huge role in this. If the rods and cones of your photoreceptor cell deteriorate, this can also cause the quality of your vision to deteriorate. Next on the diagram is your iris, which is essentially just the colored part of your eye. Next, the most deep part in the diagram is your lens. This part of your eye helps focus light correctly on your retina to allow the photoreceptor cells to act. Just inferior to this part of the eye is the ciliary body, which changes the shape of your lens when your eye focuses to aid your vision. Finally, the most inferior part labeled on the diagram is your choroid, which plays an important role in maintaining the temperature of your eye and supplying your retina with nutrients. Now back to the case study. Some background information that would be helpful to know beforehand is that the subjects involved in the study are divided up and classified by their refractive error, which means their visual shortcomings, whether they are nearsighted, farsighted, have astigmatism, etc. They are also divided up by whether they already wear glasses or not, and finally their age. In this study, the control group will be tested to see the period before receiving a full correction via spectacles, and the experimental group will be tested after being fully corrected. According to the study, first on every session, 3 measurements on each eye of full biometry, objective refraction, including aberrometry if possible, and optical coherence tomography are performed, which altogether require no more than approximately 20 minutes. To avoid binaural influence on the actual physiology changes, the measurements should be taken at roughly the same hour on a weekly or biweekly basis for at least 3 to 6 months, half of them uncorrected or not corrected, and half of them fully corrected. Secondly, in 2 sessions, one before and one after the full correction is worn, cyclopelvic refraction, contrast sensitivity, and accommodation measurements should be performed. The main reason why those measurements are not required on a more regular basis, but just before the treatment, is that no frequent temporal changes are expected or changes over time have been fully reported. Furthermore, the time and distance usage of the full correction might be critical to wage myopia control efficiency. Ensuring that the children wear the correction at any time might be complicated. While questionnaires have been used previously to register the hours of correction wear, the reliability of such surveys is in doubt. Nowadays, monitoring devices can be used for tracking and the wearing time, which also provides more insight in regarding time spent performing outdoor activities or levels of light exposure. These are just the parameters and steps that they will be taking in the experiment. In the end, the outcome of the study was a little weary. There were few anomalies in the study, but all in all, they were not able to confidently say that the use of spectacles led to the deterioration of the subject's vision. In conclusion, what we have learned today via text from the University of Pittsburgh and via our case study regarding what we have learned today, it is indeed a myth that wearing glasses can cause a worsened impairment of your vision.